Yeah.
Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. The brand ambassadors are taking over the Brother page again. I'm Angela Wolf.
And I'm Cindy Hogan. Good to see you.
Great to see you guys. So, hey, Cindy, how's your day today?
It's kind of crazy, but other than that, it's good. I mean, it's good. It's a little chilly here. I don't know about where you all are today, but it's a little chilly here.
Actually, it's gorgeous here in Michigan. We've got our pants class going on, day 4. Everybody's getting their pants fitting, so you'll see the ladies behind me.
I'm so jealous.
So everyone joining us, if you've never been here before, say hi, say where you're from. We always love to see that. And lately we have people from all over the world, which is very cool. So Cindy, today you have something really fun for us, and I'm so excited to see this. So why don't you tell everyone what you're going to show us?
We're going to talk about quilting with your PR, and we're going to start with doing the decorative elements around it. So instead of using a long arm quilting machine, I'm going to show you how you could use your PR to actually do that. And then we are going to set up auto quilt sash borders and get that going.
So I have to tell you, I've been playing with those sash borders. I was just using some scrap fabric to see, what all the different ones look like. I can see it on the screen, but it's great to see it on fabric. And I have to tell you, I can see decorating some garments with this is going to be so much fun.
I think it'll be beautiful and so easy. I mean, you can just take little elements out instead of using it as a border. You just take the elements out and use it on whatever you want to.
Very exciting. All right, so everybody's rolling in. Nice to see you all. Hey, Wolfpack. All right, Cindy, so you want to get started then?
Yep, let's get started. Take me off for a second and I'll switch cameras for you.
All right, so by the way, you could ask questions. We'll go back and answer those as she goes through her demo and stuff like that. So even if you ask questions early, I can still see them. And we are live on Brothers Sewing Facebook and YouTube page. So I see Crystal's over on the YouTube page and Marianne is on the Facebook page. So sounds good. I think here's Cindy. There you go. I see your beautiful machine.
I'm working on it. Give me just a second. My screen's not going where I need it to go.
But the machine looks good.
The machine looks beautiful, but I'm trying to get you over on a camera to where I can see you.
Oh, that would be helpful, right?
Yeah.
I can hear my echoing in your
well, I can turn that down. Give me just a second. Yeah.
For those of you that haven't been watching the live shows this week, we've been doing a pants fitting class here. And it's small, just a handful of people here. So everybody, there's plenty of room for us to move around. And it's lunchtime right now. So you can probably smell it to the camera.
Okay, Angela, I'm going to give up on trying to get that to where I can see you. So you're just going to have to talk me through any questions today because I can't truly see what's happening out there.
I'll fill you in on the questions, but we can see your machine just great.
Yeah, it's not going to let me take it over there. So you're just going to have to walk me through any questions that come up. Okay, so last week we worked on decorating the pumpkin that we have, right? So there are 2 ways that I could do this. I can retrieve that pumpkin. I actually haven't taken it out of my hoop, so I can retrieve the pumpkin design, set it, and I'm going to take a snapshot of it here. But I also want to show you, so let's say I've done this sometime else and I came back and I decided I want to quilt it. So I'll show you 2 different methods of doing that real quick. The first one is the easiest one. You just make sure your design is where you want it to be, and mine is exactly where I need it to be. I'm on my edit screen here. I've just pulled it up. We're going to touch this little, oh, hold on. You want to see a little closer, right?
That's better.
So I took a picture and I'm going to touch this little flower here and I'm going to create an outline. Basically, this creates a stamp for me to use in my design center. And this is beautiful if you have your embroidery design that you actually put something on with. And it tells you where to recall the design. We're going to say okay. And then I'm going to touch add. And I'm going to touch from my design center. And it told me to look for my stamps. So it's this shape right here. And if I look, here's my shape. There's my little pumpkin. I'm going to touch OK. And then I'm going to do one other thing. I know which hoop I'm in. So if I come back into my stamps and shapes and I touch my hoop button, I can pick the hoop that I want to use, touch OK, and now I can come in and grab a decorative fill. So I touch my little page settings here, touch decorative fills, select, and then scroll down through there and find a decorative fill that I'd like to use. How about we touch that one right there today? Touch OK. And pick a color. I'm going to make it green so you can actually, so you'll be able to see it better on my item. And then I'm going to touch the paint bucket and touch outside of the pumpkin. And notice how it actually fills around it. Now, if you want to see your image underneath there, you can do image scan. And it'll scan what's in your hoop so you can make sure you're where you want it to be. But we should be pretty darn close. Since I haven't taken this out of the hoop from last week.
You've left it there the whole time?
Yeah, I will say I did forget to save the design, so I had to recreate the design. Hopefully it's in the same spot.
So if any of you didn't miss last week's show, Cindy showed you how to do the design. So if you go to Brother's Facebook page, you can actually go back and watch that video to see how she started this.
Yeah, I've been on Scan and Cut this week, so I haven't done as much with the PR this week. So you'll notice that, see how it's going around the outside of my design? Now, if I decided that's not exactly where it needs to be, so you can see that I'm a little bit high there, I'm going to undo. And then I'm going to touch my selection menu. And I'm going to have it do the magic wand. Touch my pumpkin. See how it's grabbed just the pumpkin? Now I can touch either size or rotate. Either one gives me my movement tools. And there we go. Now when I go back in and I touch that paint bucket, it'll be exactly where I want it to be. Go choose next. Choose how big you want your quilting to be. So it's giving me that decorative fill around it. If you want an outline to go around it, turn your outline on. You can choose a thicker setting or a thinner setting, so you can change your thickness. This is a one-time sew around, it will path it as close to it can as one item. If you change your mind and decide that's not the decorative fill you want, you can always touch your properties and select another decorative fill. So that's one way you can do it. But let's say I wasn't smart enough to save my embroidery design.
Wait, you didn't do that?
Yeah, I wasn't smart enough to save my embroidery design, and so I've got problems. I'm going to select everything here, and I'm going to cut it all out. So I wasn't bright enough I wasn't thinking, or I didn't do this in my 10 needle. It's a design that I've actually done on a quilt panel, and I've done different parts at different times, and I want to quilt around that. There are other methods that you can do. You can come in and take your paint bucket, pick the decorative fill that you want, and then paint the whole thing. And then you can come in with your eraser, just like I did last week. Let's zoom in a little bit. Instead of painting in what I want, I'm going to erase what I don't want. So I can come in here and just take out anything that I don't want. And it's that easy. There is another way you can do this. I'm not going to sit here and do the whole kit and caboodle here, Angela. I
like to know. Why? We got all day. Just kidding.
They've got, this is, I mean, you get the concept, right? Everybody good with this? Because, I mean, I can sit here and paint all day, but I don't think there's a real need. If I want a bigger paintbrush or a bigger eraser, touch my eraser again, and I can increase that size. I kind of like to keep it a little on the small size, but if you're just trying to get big areas at one time, grab a bigger paintbrush, bigger eraser. But anyhow, so same concept as what we did last week. And if we touch next, you're still going to see it across the bottom of there, but it's away from the pumpkin itself. I must have it a little bit big. I didn't select the hoop that time. So I picked it up just a hair big. Let me go back into my stamps. But you get the concept. I'm not actually going to do that. So we're going to clear that off as well. So I'm going to select everything again, and I'm going to clear it off. There's one last one. Ooh, I didn't want to do all clear. Oh, well. There's one last thing I wanted to show you. If you have your own design that you want to do, I saved something to my USB stick. You can scan it in on a scan and cut or something else. I actually set this one up on the computer though, and I want that to be turned into a decorative fill basically.
That's cool.
I'm going to take it up as far as I can go. So I've made my own quilting pattern. We're going to touch OK. And it's got everything in there. We're going to touch set. And then I'm going to do my background scan. So if I do image scan, like I said, I didn't mean to do all clear. I meant to leave it there so that I didn't have to rescan my image. But, you know, best laid plans of mice and men. And we would do the same thing with this. So I've got my own quilting here, and I will just erase out what I don't need. If you do this, you do have to do the eraser. You can't just drop it down on top of on top of a shape.
That scanning is so quiet.
It really is nice and quiet. This machine is pretty quiet. For a multi-needle machine, it's very quiet. I remember back when they weren't so quiet.
I think I still have one of those somewhere.
So I can then take this and touch size and increase my size. Until it fills my hoop. I'll stretch it a little bit there. And then I would simply go in and take my eraser just like I was doing before. Zoom in. And erase the parts that I don't want to quilt.
Arnell says she has to study for a year to learn all this.
Actually, it's pretty intuitive once you start playing with it. And I try not to leave any little bitty tiny bits. So if it's going to be just a little bitty bit, then I will skip it. I can't speak today.
You got the ladies in the pants class laughing.
So like that one right there, I wouldn't bother with embroidering it. So I would just go ahead and erase it out. And move her around.
Susie, yes, the Luminaire design, my design center works the same as the multi-needle, same thing.
Yes. So you could do this on either machine. That's one of the things I love. I can go back and forth between the two. The only difference is the orientation as far as this part goes. And you have more decorative fills. So as I was saying, if it's something small, I'm not going to bother quilting that little spot. When you've got it the way you want it, touch next. This is going to be a zigzag stitch. I didn't worry about it, changing it, because I can always change it here to my double stitch. Touch OK. And it is as simple as that. Oops, I forgot to select it all. So let's undo. I want to link it all. And then change my stitch. And now I should have a running stitch for everything, and I do. I can press set, and there we go. It's ready to quilt my design.
That looks cool.
That's pretty slick, and it's pretty fun because you can do your own thing. You don't have to do something that's pre-made into the machine if you want to do your own thing. That's what I did with a fall wall hanging that we're about to play with. So I'm going to go ahead and touch home, and I'm going to delete everything. And we're going to talk. Yeah.
Move your left shoulder just a wee bit. There you go. You're like in the screen. There you go.
Sorry about that.
That's
So
all right.
I'm going to touch home and we're going to talk about auto quilt sash borders. So here's our quilt sashing. I'm going to do a single color for this one, and maybe another day we'll do the two colors. But I want to do a single because it's going on black, and I don't want it to get real busy. And I want a leaf style pattern. So I do have, I've got multicolored. I think I want that. There we go. There's a leaf pattern in here somewhere. Right. Is that it? It's close to what I want.
I love all those different patterns in there.
But I think I want that one. Or this one. Which one do you like?
Not that one. Not with what you're doing. The other one. I would vote that last one. Yeah, that looks cool. Or, I like that one too.
I can do grapes or I can do that one. We could do feathers.
I guess, why don't we let everybody vote? Which one do you guys want her to do? Feathers or leaves? Everybody says leaves on this group.
This leaf?
Hold on, they're looking. They're all watching it on their cell phones. Yeah, which leaf? The green one that she has up or the blue one?
That one or that one?
Oh, they liked the first one. They're all saying leaves, 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 leaves.
And then we have this one. Yeah, that's it. Those are my leaf choices. I'm kind of liking that one.
Yeah, I like that one. Do you guys want the purple or the green? They want them all, Cindy. They want them all.
All right, well, let's go with this guy.
Whatever one you want. Everybody's saying they want the green one, but Arnell wants purple. Purple or green, they said. Purple or green's good. Oh, the one you picked. Yep.
All right, so this one's good. We're good. All right, now I need to put in my dimensions. And I have measured, and I think I talked to y'all about this last week. I'm going to show you on the bigger area here. I've actually made myself a little bit of a line so that I'm 1/8 of an inch around every side. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
So I've measured from edge to edge the width and then edge to edge the height. And that's what I'm going to put in here. And so my width is 22.25. That's within my 1/8 inch border. And I'm going to touch set. And then my height is 34.25. Oh. And I'm going to set that. Now, my space between my two lines is 1.5, so I'm going to take it a little bit lower than that. I'm going to give myself some wiggle room in case I didn't piece perfectly. I know you all are all perfect, but sometimes I'm not. So I'm going to touch next. And it's going to divide it out for me. So it's told me it's got 14 total pieces, and these are the pieces that it's going to show me. And we're going to put it in our machine's memory. Now I'm going to change the color so that we'll be able to see it on this black. I'm going to change it to like a gold color. A limey, fresh green works. That's not the color I'm going to use to embroider it, but it makes it easier for us to see it on the actual color that we're working on, since I'm working on black. So I've saved it to my machine's memory. You do have to save it to the memory. And here it is. Okay. So if I touch this down here, these are the different pieces that you can use. Up here is going to put me in automatic mode, and it automatically brings up my very first piece that I want to use. Okay.
Hey, Cindy,
so zoom in on the other camera.
Yeah, bring us, there we go. Now we can see it.
All right. So if I touch automatic mode, it starts me in the top left corner. Down here are the individual pieces if I wanted to use them separately. So I'm going to touch the automatic mode, and we're going to put our quilt in the machine. And that means you need a wide view again. Okay. Actually, I'm going to switch to another camera for you to see this.
Great.
Can you see that one?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to take off my magnets. You can take the hoop off the machine or you can leave it on. I'm just going to leave it on.
Hey, Cindy, while you're messing with that, Arnell wants to know if you embroidered your sleeves.
Yes, I did.
Cute.
Sleeves and the front match. All right, so I'm going to put my quilt in here. And I'm going to start with the back and put that magnet on. And I just want to make sure my borders are in there. That's really the biggest thing.
I love that magnetic hoop. So by the way, for those that are using the Luminaire for something, a project similar to this, you would have to remove your hoop
Yes.
to change this. On the 1080,
that is the big difference between the two hoops, is that for this one, I can actually, because this arm is sturdier and it's my hoop is attached directly to it. Did I just get you out of I hit my head on the camera.
yeah,
right.
we got a nice view of your hair. Looks great today, by the way.
Oh, thanks. All right, so we're in, like Glenn, right? Let's flip back over here. Okay, so I've picked up my piece. I'm going to touch set. And it walks me through what I'm supposed to do, which is what I just did. I just hooped my piece into the corner. Even though I've got the magnetic frame on, this frame is always going to show here, but up at the top, it shows you which hoop you've got on your machine. We're going to touch OK, and it tells me I need to line up my pattern. I'm going to go ahead and touch OK. There's my pattern. Now, do you see that little? I can actually change the darkness of this, I do believe. Let me remember which color. Oops, cancel, wrong one. It is this one. So does that help you see a little bit better if I lighten that up?
Yeah, much better.
So now I can slide it over, and I'm way off because I'm on a leaf. I know I need to go up. There we go. And I need to go over to get in my corner. So I've got my fast speed on. And once I get close, I'll slow it down. I want it to be on, I want it to be on my white chalk mark. So I slowed down, and I want that red line to be right on that white chalk mark. Oops, I must have touched something. There we go. Perfect, right? Now, if you want to see where it looks, what it looks like in that corner, I'm in.
Oh yeah, now we can see that a little bit better.
I need to go over just a hair's breadth. There we go. So now I'm going to touch next. And this is telling me I need to adjust my angle to make sure that this other side is going to be in the right spot. But there's really not a whole lot of angle changing needed here. I can adjust it. The next piece we may need to change our angle, but this one I think we're in pretty good shape. I'm going to go ahead and touch embroidery. And it's telling me that needle number 1 is my item. I'm going to close that. My pumpkin is on my screen, so let's go into my settings and get rid of that. All right, so this is all it's going to embroider for that first piece. It is on needle number 1, and that is the color I want to use. So I'm going to go ahead and say lock and press the start button, and the first piece will embroider. And let's see here. I'll let you watch it.
Oh, the ladies that want to hear the machine are going to be so excited.
They're getting to hear it right now.
Very quiet.
Okay, so there's number 1. How fast was that? Now it's going to tell me it's ready to do the next one. So hold on. We got it? So it's saying embroidery is finished. Okay to connect. We're going to say okay. and it's going to tell me to adjust my angle. It's automatically going to, since I'm in automatic mode, it's automatically going to bring me the first pattern. And it automatically connects it to the last piece because it knows where that ended. So all I have to do is adjust my angle here to where it is on, way too far. Let's take that back up. So I just need to adjust it just a little bit here to where it lands on my line. There we go. We're going to go ahead and touch embroidery. And then let me make sure my screws are on tight. That didn't sound right. Hold on a second.
If you have a screw loose, it's okay, Cindy.
Well, I've got more than one screw loose. We know that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say lock. It's still on needle 1, which is what I need. We're ready to go. And it starts right up where it was the last time.
It sure is quiet.
And nobody will ever know where my chalk marks are. So if it goes a little bit extra, I just didn't want it right up against the edges. That was my personal preference. That's why I put those on. And I think when we were demoing it for our dealers, we had it going right up against the edge, but I wanted to see how it worked otherwise. And you'll notice it gave me 2 patterns here this time because it knew I could do 2 patterns connected before it needed me to rehoop.
Oh, that's nice.
So it's going to stop, and I'm going to slide my hoop after it tells me what I need to do. So embroidery's finished. Okay to connect next. We're going to say okay, and it's going to tell me I need to slide my hoop. All right. You ready for me to slide? Here's the magic of this hoop. We're going to say okay. Let me let you see the screen before I said okay. I'm going to touch okay again, and it's going to give me my live camera view here.
Hey, your left shoulder is in our, there we go.
All right. So I'm actually going to show you me sliding the hoop. So it's not going to matter where my left shoulder is. But I'm going to slide the hoop. Actually, I may need to give you the wide view, but I don't know. You need to see the hoop slide first. So I'm going to take off all of the magnets except for these 2 end ones. And we're going to take this and we are going to slide it down.
Watch your head there just a little bit, Cindy. We got there you go.
All right, so we're sliding it down. And I'm not going to move my pattern. We're going to slide just a little bit more. There we go. We're in. Now, I'll put in my 2 side end magnets here. Maybe I'll wait till
Yes, that is the brother hoop. That's one that you can get with the new 10 needle as an accessory.
And it will work on the legacy, on the other 10 needles at the end of this month. I have a pin right where I need that to clip. So let me take my pin out.
That's going to be really pretty when you're finished with it.
I think so. I'm actually looking forward to using this one.
Yes, Sandra, it can be ordered separately. Just call your brother dealer and they'll fill you in on it.
All right. There we go. So now I need to move my pattern. And it has no idea where I am in this space because, and I don't know what I did with my stylus. So.
You want to bring us back to the screen or you just want us to watch that? That's okay.
Multi-camera view today, a little bit more. So I'm just going to find my ends. So I'm going to end to end is what I've got to attach first. And I need to slow myself down a little bit here. Can y'all see where that is? Is my shoulder in the way?
Nope, you're good.
So that live camera is the bomb on this. I am spot on right there, correct? We're going to touch next. Oh, there it is. And now it's going to tell me to check my angle. And I'm going to do this right here since I can get to that a little bit better. So I need to match up my red line with my corner. I'm going to touch OK. It's brought my pattern in, and you see my red line here is past my corner. So here's the magic. This little button right here. You shrink it in. That's the first thing. And then I need to change the angle to where it lines up with my chalk line. All right. I'm ready to go. We're going to touch embroidery. And we've almost got our entire, once this is done, that one whole side is done.
That was pretty easy.
Let's let you see it, watch it stitch. So I am smack dab where it stopped. The thing I like about this, Angela, is I was successful the first time. It wasn't like I didn't have any math to do besides measure.
Right. That's really good. I see a couple people asking about price. All you have to do is call your brother dealer. And if you go to brothersews.com, if you go to the bottom of the page, I think is where the link to find your a dealer that's close to you at least.
So you tell me, do we want to turn a corner or not?
It's up to you.
That's going to be our next thing. What?
Well, I think you should probably turn one corner just so they can see it.
Yeah. So it's about done. But notice it put in 3. Oh, I touched my screen. Sorry. It put in 3 patterns this time. So it knew from the time the measurements that we have in there, it put in 3 patterns to fill it.
Oh, everybody's saying yes. They want to see you turn the corner. There's not a doubt. I read their mind.
All right. So when I turn the corner, I'm actually going to unhoop it instead of slide, because we have to turn the corner, and it's gonna walk me through the whole process once again. So it's done stitching that. The single color ones are super fast. So embroidery is finished. Let's look at the screen. Embroidery is finished. Okay, to connect next part. We're going to say okay. And it's walking me through. I need to rehoop my fabric. Okay, so I'm going to leave that screen up there. And I'm going to go ahead and go to, because I'm in the middle of the machine, I'm going to go ahead and go to the machine, and we'll lift all of our magnets off this time because it's telling us we need to rotate the fabric. So all the magnets come off. And we rotate our fabric.
So Cindy, when you rotate that, how do you know how much, like for that corner, how do you know really where to place it in there?
I'm just leaving a little bit of an edge. Usually, I mean, I'm giving myself about an inch wiggle room there.
Okay.
But you really don't, I mean, you just don't want it right up against the edge.
Right.
Oh, I've got another pin I need to pull out. But I could put it smack dab in the middle if I wanted it to. It's gonna based on where you place it and where you tell it it's aligned to is where it's gonna take its measurements from. So there's really no right or wrong to that. Truly. If I stuck it smack dab in the center, I'm just gonna have to move my hoop more frequently. I'm trying to maximize what I've got here. And it looks like I have one more pin in my way.
We just got a view of your head too, by the way.
Yep. Yeah, y'all can tell I need to color. It's time.
I didn't see any of that.
Got to see my part. It's kind of hard to do this with the camera over your head and not get there. All right, there we go.
What is the model of that 10 needle?
1055X. Okay, so my fabric is in. And I've got the correct screen up, correct? We're going to touch OK. And it's going to tell me that I'm connecting at my corner. And I need to connect my corner to the last piece that's sewed. We're going to touch OK. And there's my design. And here's what's already stitched. So I'm going to move it up. Actually, I'm going to go a little faster here for a second. All right, let's slow me down. And where is that little line? Let me change my darkness here for a second so I can see where it ends.
There's a lot of people asking some great questions, so just keep asking. When she's finished with this, I'll let her know what you're asking.
Okay, so there we are. I am right where I want it to be. Right there. We're going to touch next, and it's going to tell me I can change my angle here. So I'm checking the corner piece now. So is my corner on my line? It's close. I'm going to go ahead and give it a little bit of a nudge, but it's pretty much there.
I can see the red line now pretty good. Better than before.
And if I needed to adjust up or down, I could do that as well, but I think we are in a good space here. We're going to touch, let's check our corner, see if we're out of the, nope, we're good. Awesome sauce. Now, let's go ahead and touch embroidery. Lock and go. And I love it when a good plan comes together here.
So, hey, Cindy, Amanda wants to know if you're using stabilizer.
No, I just have batting in it. I have my quilt sandwich is all I'm using. So one last piece and then we're done. We'll call it quits for this one. We're going to touch OK. Same way that we did before. All we have to do is adjust the angle because it knows it's already connected. So I need to adjust my angle up.
Will you take us to your screen?
Oh, shoot. Thank you. All I have to do is adjust the angle. Once it's on my line, embroidery, and we can rock and roll. And you notice I have 3 patterns, so it knows it can do 3 repeats there. And that's it. I mean, I can basically get around the rest of the item. You notice that each one takes about a minute to embroider.
So, hey, Cindy, before you change that, while you're looking at that screen, you change the angle of the design. Do you ever have to worry about it connecting exactly where it was before? Do you have to go back and check that, or it just automatically knows?
Well, you make sure that you do that before you go to the next screen. If after I did my angle, I wanted to check it, I could return. Let's see what it does. I don't want to cancel that because it will get me out of my loop.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
Once you get in automatic mode here, you want to stay in automatic mode. In the Luminaire, it actually has a way for you to be able to go back in and pick up the piece that you were working with. So if you were on like piece number 12, you could pick up piece number 12 and pick it back up and get back in automatic mode. But the 10 needle, once you get started, you continue until you finish.
That makes sense.
All right, you want to take me off the screen and I'll go back over there and we'll answer questions?
Sure.
All right.
So there are some really good questions too. Let's see here. Hey, Kelly. By the way, Cindy, I can hear an echo in your I can hear myself echoing on yours, just so you know.
All right, can you hear me echo? Are you echoing now?
Let's see. Yep.
Yep. Let me turn my volume down. Is that better?
Hey,
Is that better?
Connie here. Everybody's dogs are going to bark. Yay. We're here.
Yeah, mine came in.
There we go.
Okay. Am I still echoing?
I don't hear too much. And Holly, we are having fun back here. Just a little bit, but I don't think it's bothersome. Okay, so a few people, yeah, I can hear it echo.
Okay. All right, hold on. Let me just switch mics. Hang tight. Okay, is that better?
That's way better. Janet wants to know, can the frame be used with the persona? And a lot of people were asking, is this frame the same one as the luminaire? Things like that. We started to answer that earlier, but if you want to say anything about that.
So the frame is only usable currently on the 1055X. At the end of October, there will be an update that will make it to work with the 1050 and the 1000. So all of the 10 needles and the 6 needle. So the 670 and up. It will not, or the 670E, I guess it is. It will not read the same amount of space on the 670 because that's an 8 by 12 as opposed to an 8 by 14. So it will read the space that it can use on that machine, but not on the persona and not on any of the 6 needles below the 670E.
That makes sense.
It is not the exact same frame as the luminaire. It has a little bit deeper of a V on it, and it's a sturdier frame. It connects directly on to the machine itself.
Perfect. And you answered Julie's question too, just there too. All right. Oh, here, Wendy wants to know, does that hoop really come with those big clips?
Yep. Those are my magnets, and it really is an awesome frame. Awesome frame.
Definitely. Good morning, everyone. Everyone loved what you're working on. So when you get that finished, you're definitely going to have to share photos up with a close-up.
Yeah, I'll share photos when it's done.
Linda's curious to know what's on your USB stick.
Well, that's what I had the image on. The leaf quilting that I did, that's where I pulled my image from. I had saved it onto the USB as a JPEG.
Sounds great. Do you guys have any more questions for Cindy? That's going to be a really cool project. And by the way, perfect timing for fall right now.
Yes. I may finish it before fall's over with. Actually, I think I'm going to finish that sashing today, and then I'll finish the extra sashing. I'm going to do 2 colors on the outside edge.
Patty says amazing. And Sandy, no. Brother, and those are not the same brands. Nope. Let's see. Joanne says so much to learn, but she loves her persona for now.
Yes. And Kathleen says, amazing machine. She may have to trade it. I will say from a 1000E to this, it's a great trade. It's a great upgrade. So it's a good move.
Definitely.
With my design center in it and the quilt sash borders, and the new notification system, it's just got so much built into it this time that makes it easier to use. And automatic color sort.
Which is really nice.
Yeah.
And I'm just scrolling up to see if there's any questions I missed. Yep. The hoop can be ordered separately. And yes, the hoop is a brother.
And yes, it holds tighter than any other one I've ever had.
Linda says, yes, I'm a newbie. I told you. Hey, Karina. So one thing on that, when you were working on that, I'm doing a similar project on the luminaire, which is very, it works. A lot of people were asking about My Design Center. Now the difference, someone asked about the Dreamweaver 2. Is that the same My Design Center, except they've upgraded? There's more designs and things like that the further you go, especially for the luminaire. And then yours is different, obviously, because you have different things in there as well. Do you have the same, do we have more fills than you do?
The luminaire has more fills than the 10 needle.
Yeah.
I think I have 12 and no, I have 20 some. I don't hold on. Let me check that out real quick. Let's see how many we've got. I don't want to say I think I have. I want you to know how many. My brain's just not there today. Decorative fills. There are 20, 33, 36 decorative fills. And I think the luminaire has 42. Luminaire has 6 more.
It's in use right now.
I'm pretty sure it has 6 more.
Sounds good. Well, that was a great tutorial, and that was a great project. So very fun.
It is a lot of fun. That's an easy way to take something that you've already put together and quilt it. So it just makes it more personal. Instead of using just somebody else's items, you can do your own thing. And I always like, I always like to step outside of the box and do my own thing. I don't follow directions very well.
While I'm making sure there aren't any other questions, I'm just going to let everybody know the schedule for the rest of this week and next week. Let's see here. Next week's October already. Oh my gosh. Isn't that scary?
It's next week, isn't it, October?
That's
that is scary. Where is this year gone?
Oh my goodness.
We've been at home. I'm used to it flying when we're traveling, but being at home for so long, I would not have thought it was gone this fast.
I have to do a checkbox what day it is, right? Okay, So let me just look this up so everybody knows what the schedule is for next week, because I know that they're loving all these different tutorials on things that are going on. So next week, Arnell wants to see you finish it. You should finish it on your show next Tuesday.
Yeah. So here's an example of using the quilt sash borders separately.
I like that. I like that buttonhole too.
Yeah, that's built in. They have built-in buttonholes now on the 10 needle as well,
which is awesome. Arnell, she's going to just watch you do it. Okay, so the schedule for the Brother Sews page for next week. Tuesday is Emily is coming on. You all know Emily. And then you have your show on your page next week?
Yes.
At 4:30. These are all Eastern Standard Time. And Wednesday, 1:30 behind the scenes on my page. And next Thursday, October 1st this is a new one, guys. We have Jerry Granata and Barbara Jones coming on, and we're going to be talking about quilting. So that's going to be another fun one. So that's next week's show. And I cannot believe it's already Thursday. And no, Kelly, we don't have Fashion Sewing Club today. That's tomorrow at noon when you get to see the girls with all of the pants that they've been fitting.
Oh, cool.
Very fun. So I can't wait to see yours finished. So when you do that, will you post a photo on Facebook for everyone?
Yeah, I'll post it up there. Once the quilting's done, I'll do it before I put the border, before I put my binding on. I don't know. That's kind of hard to do.
That sounds good. Well, Cindy, thanks for the great demo. And if you guys have questions, I know that there's been a little bug on Facebook. Somebody said they were having a little hard time commenting. There's been a weird bug, and I don't know if it's just from everybody being online or what. So if you were trying to ask questions and you want to ask later, you can always message Cindy, and you could always leave a message here too, because somebody will see it later. And those of you that rolled in later that want to see the beginning and go back, as soon as we're off live here in a second, you can go back and watch from the beginning on the Brother Sews Facebook or YouTube page.
And it was great to see you guys today. Glad you could join us. Thank you so much.
Very fun. So everyone have a great weekend. And Cindy, can't wait to see this finished up.
Me neither.
No pressure. You just have to finish it before Halloween.
No worries. There you go. Halloween? Well, yeah, that's a whole month. Yeah, I've got plenty of time. These borders will be done this first border will be done by the end of the day. So.
Oh, Karina, everybody says hi to you too, by the way. Making sure I'm not missing any questions with that delay. All right, Cindy, this was super fun. So thanks so much, and you have a wonderful day.
You too. Y'all have fun sewing.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.